Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect, King of Games. We are back yet again with the Master of Disaster, the King of Blue Eyes. For the people that don't know, this is... Go ahead and just,
Andrew Ocheltree.
No, you can do the whole little explain yourself, tell them how you're the Blue Eyes Master, all that other good stuff.
I don't know if I'm the Blue Eyes Master.
He's the Blue Eyes Master.
I specifically play Dragon decks, have for 7 years, 8 years. Been pretty much just playing Blue Eyes decks continuously for the last 3 years since we got all the updated stuff. Built thousands of them on Dueling Book and Dueling Network, so I know the ins and outs of everything in this deck. That's pretty much it.
For sure.
Any questions, let me know.
Yeah, so definitely. So let's get into this Blue Eyes deck. If you guys didn't know, this was the same guy that went undefeated with his previous Blue Eyes deck profile and then gave you guys an update. You can consider this as an extension to the last update, which we will hope to get more of these. If you guys would like to see more content like this, go ahead and destroy that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell. It lets us know that you guys like seeing Andrew on the channel. Let's get into this deck profile, though.
All right, so this is an update for Master Link 4. We're going to go with it's Blue Eyes Invoked still.
You can move it like from this whole area.
Right
Yeah, all that area.
So I'm just going to go through it real fast and we'll talk about all the pieces.
Okay.
Triple alternative, super standard. I've cut to 2 Blue Eyes. You don't need 3 anymore. I've tested it for a year. There's a lot of rules I have about why not to play 3. There's only one rule if you're going to play 3, and I can break that rule in this deck for another reason, but I'll explain later.
You think you can break? Actually, you want to break that? You want to break it all down later?
I'll break it all down.
Okay, cool.
Just the rules. You only need 2 now. I don't think you ever need 3 again. Only 1. I still like running 2 sometimes, like I did last year, but you only need 1. This is going second deck, by the way, so you just need 1. Triple Sage. He's still the MVP of the deck. We got the nice new ones from the Kaiba set. One Maiden.
I love that card.
She's good, but I don't like her. I run her in this deck to give it a more consistent higher ceiling. Once we have Needle Fiber, she gets cut. Finally, a non-common Masters. I was super excited when this one came out. This is the MVP of the 1-star tuners in the deck. He makes this deck so much stronger than it needs to be. He helps you get around the Master 4 link.
Okay.
A lot. Okay, the next spicy thing is only 1 Ancient Stone. I usually run 2. I have tested it with 1 for the last 3 months. You only need 1. Games are too fast now. You don't need time to recycle that often anymore. It's turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and the game's over.
Okay.
So usually you need to get resolve 1 in order to continue to play. And you're going second, so...
And the graveyard effect, the in-phase graveyard effect isn't great.
Yeah, and I don't play Dark Matter anymore, so I'm not really dumping it as often. Still need the 1 Blue Eyes White Stone of Legend. This is, once again, like I said, this is your Blue Eyes Condo.
Okay.
It's still what you need, especially with only running 2 Blue Eyes, but you definitely need this. 2 Alistair still. It's very, very similar to my last build. Then we get into the hand traps. 2 Ghost Ogres. It's better than Ghost Ash. I'm not running, or sorry, not Ghost Ash, Ash Blossom. I'm not running Ash Blossom in the main board. She's sideboard.
Why do you think that ogres are better than ashes?
To pop Pendulum, Electromite.
Okay.
Like if you pop that, it slows them down hard.
Okay.
It doesn't stop them, but it limits the board they're going to make against you.
Yeah, whereas Ash Blossom only stops 1 effect.
Right, and it's also good against, I can't think of the other name of the deck, oh my god, True Dragos.
Okay. Yeah, it's good against Diagram.
Yeah. This is the card that I've added that I love to death. This is Sight from Gamma. Ash Blossom has been the bane of this deck's existence since its creation.
Yeah, because Melody getting Ash Blossom almost meant you lost.
It's pretty much game loss. I go second on this deck, so I have this. I still use this on my first turn. If they really are going off on me and I need to stop their play, this pops their monster just like Ghost Ogre will, and it's a better Baylor.
Okay.
So I will use it against my opponent on their turn and lose access to my vanilla.
Yeah, I mean, because if you can Ogre their first Electromite and Gamma their second one, you're probably going to win anyways.
Right, and you can still get this back from the graveyard with the Omega, because you can still make Omega in this deck, so you could still make
so
it
it's not
later.
terrible.
Right. So that's that. Spells, it's 21 monsters, and then it's 19 spells. 3 melodies, this is still super standard. Triple Return of the Dragon Lords. This card is almost worth cutting to 2. Not yet. I don't think there's a Monster-born card strong enough not to play this to 3.
I remember when you were talking about how that card should be banned. You remember the papers? It was ban-worthy. Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has definitely changed so much where it's like, it's not that great anymore.
No, it's not. But it's still a strong card.
Yeah.
One of the nukes, Dragon Revival Rhapsody. This card allows you to make your ceilings higher, but it's not anything special. I think it only should be played in this version of the deck because this deck has a consistent way of searching a spellcaster.
Okay.
With Invoked, and there's 11 spellcasters technically if you include terraforming.
Yeah, so, and I noticed you don't play King of D. I know you're gonna.
It's a trap.
He has such a disappointing face every time I talk about King of D.
That card's a -1, even under ridiculous circumstances. So, 1 soul charge. It's still soul charge. I don't play Monsterborn. This is better than Monsterborn. This is better than Monsterborn.
And they were better than Monsterborn.
These are better than Monsterborn.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, and you can't play 6 Monsterborn cards or revival cards because the deck doesn't dump enough into the graveyard. It controls its hand better. It controls the field better. It's not about draw power and dumping. It's about I have a hand. Here's how I can play my hand.
Yeah, I mean, under most circumstances, you're supposed to summon a dragon monster would return anyways instead of a so it doesn't really matter. And plus, the return gives you protection on your dragons.
Right.
Okay.
Double magical meltdown still. I want to cut it to 1 sometimes, but it's solid at 2, especially if they stop your first loop somehow and you need to get the Alistair back out and you can do it again with Ancient Fairies and stuff like that. Okay. Mausoleum White. This card was really good last year. It got better.
I love that card.
Yeah, this card is really strong now. There's a couple synergies this deck has based on this card, and a comment that someone put in the last video about a card I'm going to show in a minute. This card's really, I love this card to death now. 2 terraformings. You can bump it to 3 if you want. I still think 2 is fine. I think once you see it at 3, there's too many field spells. You just get clogged. The 1 evocation. If people play DD Crows, then you start playing 2 again. I usually side 1 sometimes, just in case. I usually keep
you
the
see the DD Crow.
Yeah. 1 Dragon Shrine. Never play 2. It's still 1 and 1 Foolish. The Pendulum players that play this at 3 in their decks just so they can ditch
They want to see. Yeah, they want to see it.
I just cringe every time I think of that because I'm sure they're going to open 2 or 3 at some point and just be crying.
Yeah.
So, just 1 and 1. That's all you
I mean, if you play 3 in your deck, the odds of opening it is 33%, right?
Right, something like that.
The odds of opening 3 is like really improbable, but opening 2 or seeing the second one after you've already resolved your combo is it's still kind of like ew.
There's a rule of thumb like any card in the deck that you're not willing to see at least 2 of in your opening hand, don't play as a 3 of.
Yeah.
That was like Hoban's rule in 2014.
Yeah, that rule still applies. I very much agree with that rule.
E-Telly, this card is really strong in this deck because you can special summon the Ghost Ogres and the Side Frame.
Yeah, we had an argument about that. I was like, you can't special summon Gamma. He was like, yeah, you can. I was like, whoa, you can.
And there's some cool combos I'll show at the end with the extra deck for
Okay, for sure.
This is the card I've added. People in the comments mentioned this last time. This is really strong. Searchable Regeki or negation for Makaba.
Okay.
Really strong.
Or you can use it to summon your King of D and then pitch it with King of D.
No.
I'm trying my hardest, guys. I'm trying my hardest.
And then Upstart Goblin.
Okay.
This was a trade-in. This was also a Spellbook of Knowledge at one point.
Okay.
Spellbook of Knowledge is good for the turn 3 and 4 when you're in the mid game and need to get cards back to your hand to draw. Not good turn 1 because you want to use your Alistair for link plays to extend your ceiling. Not good after turn 5. Trade-in, also a good card, plenty of targets, but all the targets in the deck outside of Spirit of White you don't want to get rid of in your hand.
Okay.
You want to keep them. So in this build I cut it. This can be whatever you want. Don't make it Pot of Desires, though.
Don't make it Pot of... No. Why are... I mean, because our stance for Pot of Desires has, like, changed drastically over the past couple of years. Before, Pot of Desires was, like, a must in Blue Eyes, and then it became less of a must. Now it's more of the opposite. Why do you feel that it's opposite now?
In Invoked Blue Eyes, you have too many one-ofs and too many little pieces that you can search really easily, but if they get banished, like, you're just in massive trouble.
And Banished face down is even worse than Banished, because you almost have no way to get to it. Also, I mean, granted, Omega is a thing, but it's like...
Also, 2 Blue Eyes, like, I've cut so many corners to up the consistency and up the ceiling that if I played a Desires and banished all the one-ofs, I'm just dead.
Well, odds are when you play Desires, you're going to banish at least 1 2. Like, you're going to banish 2 of 1 card.
At least, usually.
And the odds of if you banish 2 of your Blue Eyes, I don't think there's any more playing after that. Like,
no.
And you only run 2 Blue Eyes. That's the terrible part.
I've banished 3 alternative before and still won, but I've banished both Blue Eyes before and then lost immediately.
Yeah,
like,
if I only play 2 Blue Eyes and banish both, it's almost like you're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
The game's
anymore.
over.
Yeah.
So, all right, extra deck. 2 Spirits. This is an ulti one from Japan for fun. I want to cut one sometimes because I want to cut this.
Yeah.
They're not. I've only gotten this once in the last year. And I did it against Chamber. So it wasn't even like that good.
So it's arguably it could be cut.
Right, but this is a defensive play the deck has.
Okay.
That it lacks otherwise, so I keep it for now. If something better comes on, I'll cut it.
Okay.
So the 2 Spirit, 1 Azure, another spicy tech, Cloud Castle. I'll explain why in the combo that I'll show. The 1 Omega, 2 ways to get into it. Off the normal Ancient Fairy plus a level 1 tuner or off Cypher and Gamma. This is strong.
And it frees your extra monsters on.
Which is really important in the 3-card combo in this deck now.
Okay.
So, and then a Spark Dragon. This gets cut when we get Needle Fiber.
Okay.
Because Maiden gets cut when we get Needle Fiber.
Okay.
And Maiden's the only reason why I had this in the deck.
Don't make me cry. I love Maiden.
I know, but
she's so free.
This card's only in there because Maiden's in there. For a 2-card combo to get to one of the other cards in my extra deck. Ancient Fairy, this card is still... Yeah,
card's good.
This card's nuts. This is all the starter combos. All right, King Calamity. This is something I figured out after the last video. This is the reason why I played Cloud Castle. Macaba's a rank 9. There's a combo when we get Needle Fiber out that makes this and Macaba really easily, so you just kind of win at that point. You lock all monster effects off, and you can get a spell, and it's over.
Okay. And then somebody Great Beast of the Sky you, right?
Like I said.
Like you said last video.
Yeah, never played out Heliopolis. This is your tech spot in the deck. This plus Spark are the 2 cards that you can mess around with.
Okay.
This can be a Sky Prison for the Lightsworn matchups.
Okay.
This can be whatever you want it to be. I like Heliopolis because I build this deck to go second.
How often do you make Heliopolis?
If I'm going second and they play a bunch of back row, or there's things that want to blow up at the end of my turn after I attack them, I make this and blow everything up and clear the board away.
Okay, so we can assume pretty decently, when it comes up when it does.
Yeah, and there's outside of the Sages and the Spirit of White, there's no spell removal.
Okay.
So you need some other way of getting rid of cards on the board.
Okay.
Like anti-spell fragrance.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, your deck is only, a little under half of spells.
48% spells or something
Yeah,
So this is just, this is utility. It's so good. It's so strong. You always have cards to pop and get rid of your hand. So I run this.
Okay.
But you can choose whatever you want. This is the Hope Harbinger. This is Necessity in the deck. This is the only rank 8 that I think I've kept in no matter what build I've played.
I don't think the other rank 8s are as powerful as they once were. Hope Harbinger still stays relatively the same.
Right, and this card gets stronger when we get the Heretic Link, because the Heretic Link can pop itself to special summon a Morph Mage Goliath out of the deck in defense mode, but it's 0/0. But this can protect the Goliath. You force the attack to get rid of this.
Yeah.
So that gets stronger with that.
Okay.
So, and once we get the Heretic Link, I will put Morph Mage Goliath back on the main board, but I will not put Archbrave. I am no longer playing Archbrave ever again. There's too many tech cards. There's too many utility cards that I play now to give the deck a higher ceiling and more versatility. That adding Archbrave just adds inconsistency.
Agreed.
So
I agree.
I cut that, but I will play Morph Mage Goliath again. But I will not play it until I have a way of consistently summoning it outside of hoping you gotta get a monster born.
Makes sense.
So, the 3 Macabas. This is super necessity. You just run into them so fast. This is your bread and butter in the mid game while you're waiting to get other cards back to your hand to get things going again.
Okay.
I've played 2. I've wanted 3. I played 3. I want 4. It's just you just keep going until eventually someone runs out of resources. And then the 2 links in the deck that you'll always keep. This is the one you usually go into. If you open the Revival Rhapsody spell, you can make this and make bigger combos.
Okay.
This becomes Erratic Link when we get that, and this becomes Needle Fiber when we get that.
Okay.
So then we'll go through one of the combos, which is still the 3-card combo I showed in the last video.
Oh man, I know these combos are freaking sauce. Look, there was a time he was telling me the combo. I was like, and I'm not one of those people. I have to see it to believe it. See it to get a full understanding of me. I literally sat down for a week implicating the combos. I'm like, it's not as strong as I want it to be, but he's about to make it look way better than I ever would have. So I'm going to pause it real quick, and then we're going to start it because it lasts 6 minutes left. All right, go ahead. You're good.
Okay, so it's still the same 3-card combo for last time. You can open, instead of Melody, you can open a Return or something to do the same field. If you open Rhapsody, then you can just do extensions of the same field. I'm not going to go through all the variations of extensions because that's just a matter of what cards you open.
Yeah, and they're one-ofs.
Right. These are cards that are consistent that you usually can get. This is, I think it's 8% chance of opening this board.
Okay.
Going first. But like I said, this deck wants to go second, so you're never really going to do this unless your opponent forces you to go first.
Okay.
And your opponent forces you to go first. They're probably playing either Shadal dinos or Mech Knight Invoked or something like that. So at that point, you know how to play against them.
Okay.
So same combo. You open up the Terraforming. Terraforming gets you a Mausoleum. Mausoleum gives you the additional normal summon. You search. I forgot one card.
The master, right?
Yeah, you search the master. Then you activate the melody. You ditch random 4th card, Upstart Goblin, whatever. That gives you the 2. I'm going to speed up because everyone knows this combo by now. These go bye-bye. Ancients. This comes out. Remember, this comes out. Additional normal summon.
I thought you special summoned it through Ancient.
Or, yeah, special through Ancient. Right?
Yeah.
Special through Ancient. You pop this. You can, I'll start something cool at the end with this. Search that, search this, search this. Everyone knows these basic steps from the last video. This becomes Omega. Then you pop Omega off the board, take a card of their hand, activate Master, bring back the Spirit, pop this.
Wait. Master brings back Spirit?
Yeah.
What have I been doing my entire
Any
life?
Blue Eyes monster.
Oh my god. That's where I've been messing up in this combo.
Yeah.
Alright, keep going.
So you bring back Spirit. So Omega's gone, Spirit, they lost a card, and then you make the Evocation play him, and then you go combo like that. So this is a strong board because Pendulums get wrecked by this. They really can't do anything if they can't summon multiple cards. That's the standard combo now. Until
What
we
have I
get
been
Needle Fiber.
doing my entire life?
Yeah.
This deck is a pendulum killer.
And then you can search this now too. So you're opening your hand after everything's done is probably this plus another card.
Wow. And if you were finding a way to make an alternative, you can Raigeki them.
Right.
Wow, that's great. That's what I've been
lost
doing.
a card in the process.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a really powerful board, especially against pendulums, because not only do you get to negate their most important card through Invoked Macabre, having a monster and spells, you don't really care about their traps because they're going second. You also prevent them from pendulum summoning, basically, and doing their Electromite combo. This deck is definitely a pendulum killer.
This card alone is a pendulum killer.
Yeah.
That's the standard board right now. It's not as strong as it was before, but it's Master Link 4. I'm inhibited by the links right now.
Yeah.
Once we get Needle Fiber, your board becomes this plus King Calamity like all the time off the same combo.
Okay.
Because instead of going Omega, you link
Into Needle Fiber.
into Needle Fiber. The Master will bring back a level 8 alternative. Needle Fiber brings out whatever level 1 turn you want, probably Stone. You link into Cloud Castle. Cloud Castle brings back the Spirit.
And then you make the Calamity, and now you have the Alistair.
And then you have that.
Okay,
And
that makes
instead
sense.
of the Omega, this is the Needle Fiber.
Okay.
So-
Is there any other combos, anything else you want to share with us?
I want to talk about the rule with Maiden.
Okay, yeah, those rules actually might.
Yeah. And I'll talk about detailing too in the deck in a minute. Okay, so there's a rule with Maiden.
Oh, and the Blue Eyes rule as well.
Yes, the Blue Eyes rule. So you don't need 2 Blue Eyes. Let me clear all this stuff off the board so there's not confusion. You don't need 3 Blue Eyes in any build of Blue Eyes anymore, unless you're playing Pot of Desire. That's the only time I would play 3 Blue Eyes ever again. The other extension of that rule is Maiden. Maiden is only useful if you're playing Mausoleum.
Yeah.
Mausoleum makes you send a vanilla to the graveyard. She then special summons a 1, but she can't special summon the 1 that you send to the graveyard because she's chain link 2.
Boy, really?
Yeah.
What am I doing with my life?
So
I've been cheating my entire life again.
yeah, so you have to send 1 to the graveyard, special summon 1, and if you're only playing 2 Blue Eyes, then you can't have 1 in your hand.
I don't like her anymore.
So you have to play the 3rd Blue Eyes. The rule of this that I've found that I've broken because of just the reading of this card is I can send this to the graveyard off Mausoleum.
Wow, that's even better.
So now I can still play 2 Blue Eyes and get away with it. Because this goes to the graveyard off
And you
Mausoleum.
don't brick it anymore. Oh,
Exactly.
that's why it's so good.
Unfortunately, it does show that you're playing side frames, so now they'll wait.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, either they're going to ash the melody and try to go for the win, or don't ash the melody.
Yeah.
It's like,
So if I have Melody, I'll use Melody first and then do all this nonsense.
yeah.
But otherwise, you do reveal that you have this. I still keep side frames in no matter what game it is. They're just safe.
Yeah.
And they have synergy with the deck. So you send this special summons 1, and you can still have 1 in your hand off Melody. So that you can get away with playing 2 Blue Eyes instead of 3.
That is still nasty. That's really good. And you don't dead drive Cypher and Driver anytime.
Yeah.
That's good.
Even if you dead draw it, You can still evoke it away.
Yeah.
Then soul charge it back.
Charge it back.
Anytime you resolve Psyframe Gamma and get this onto the board, like now normal summons can be Ancient Fairy Dragon, they can be Omega, they can be Ancient Fairy Dragon into King Calamity. Like this can be Crystalline Needle Fiber.
Yeah.
It's just this happens, you win. Like you just straight win.
Yeah.
So,
that's sick.
E-Telly. So I was running the Psyframes and I was running Ashes in the deck. I didn't like Ash. I wanted to play Ghost Ogre, but I've gotten this deck to a point where anytime I add something or anytime I want to put something in the deck, I need to justify how to use it, and I need to be able to use it in multiple ways unless it's a core card to the deck. Like Ancient Stone is no longer a core card to the deck. The games are just too fast now. You usually break the board or your opponent breaks the board, and then both players out of resources, and you can usually win within one turn with one stone. I've never resolved the second one.
Okay.
If you wanted to play 2 stones, I would cut Maiden. I don't play Effect Failure because Effect Failure is just trash.
Dang.
Over Psyframe Gamma.
Okay.
But anyway, I was playing both of these, and I liked them, but I needed to have more utility for Ghost Ogre. This protected my hands, or this allowed me synergy with this. But she was just like, okay, my opponent does something, and then hopefully it's Electromite and I can pop it, or it's a diagram and I can pop it, or but if not, she was just dead in my hand. I didn't really want to use her otherwise, so I added E-Telly. And E-Telly lets you special summon Psyframe Gamma out of the deck, which you can then use Ancient Fairy Dragon to make Cloud Castle.
And then special summon the Blue Eyes and make Calamity.
Special summon to make King Calamity. So I liked that play. It's 200. You can special summon the deck for Needle Fiber when we get that. You can special summon another deck to make Links. She allows you to do the combo that I just showed you in reverse. Because you can start with Alistair, pop it, or
and then make the Ancient Fairy, and okay, that's hella cool.
Pop it, search Ancient, and do the exact same combo in the reverse.
Okay.
Which was unique because anytime I didn't open Mausoleum or Terraforming, I kind of cried.
Yeah.
Because I liked that combo better than just having Alistair.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Rhapsody, like I said, I don't think you should play in the Blue Eyes deck unless you're playing Invoked, because Rhapsody just isn't a consistent card in any of the Blue Eyes deck. There's no searchability for a spellcaster.
Except for Alistair.
Yeah. Well, Alistair is between Terraforming, the 2 Alistairs, the 2 Mausoleums, that's 5, 6, plus the other
like you're bound to open it.
And you consistently have one every turn afterwards as you loop it.
So why don't you tell us why King of D is such the best card in the deck?
No,
and
it's
unfortunately,
not.
you couldn't afford any, so you didn't pick them up.
No.
Even though your Blue Eyes are worth more than the Alistair.
Even if King of D searched all 3 pieces off the 1 discard, while it will give you better board presence, you still neg 1. I went through the math, and you still, like Melody, because you have Lure the D, you ditch a spell card, so that's 2, you get Melody, so now you get just another card, search 2 more, special, Flute of Summoning Dragon, summon once, and now you're negging again, and then you get Rhapsody, so like you create a cool board, but you lose so much advantage doing nothing other than creating a cool board. And if you don't open a spellcaster and you have this is just dead.
Yeah, you're right.
And King of the D doesn't do anything on the board other than link away, so it was just garbage.
You know the biggest problem that I have with King of D is that it requires you to discard a spell card. And I'm like, what spell card do I want to discard?
Exactly.
It's like there's not a single spell card I want to maybe Mausoleum, but then I'd rather have a level 1 monster with the Mausoleum. So it was really tough.
Yeah. The guy who commented in the video last year and said to run Burst Stream of Destruction as a spell negation, searchability off this card, I want to say thank you to you. That really helped me a lot. I like that play a lot. I'm looking forward to more comments and stuff like that in the future. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy doing these deck profiles with you, is to get my deck out there and get ideas out there. And I want to say a special thanks out to Callie.
Yeah.
And a special thanks out to, I think his name is Mr. Tommy Lee Barney. He has been a great counsel over the last year as I talk to him and we go through things.
Okay.
Honorable mentions for this deck. Trade-in. Not good yet until I put a Morph Mage Goliath back in. Spellbook of Knowledge, not great. And then I was running Galaxy Soldier. Because in one of my builds I have it when I go first, making Infinity on top of everything else is pretty nutty. Especially if you Soul Charge everything back. Because you link everything away first to make the Kill Talker, and then you just Soul Charge everything back, and it just makes the board insane.
That's nasty. You played the Infinities and everything, right?
Yeah.
Was there any other like rank 5s that you played?
No, but I cut these when I did that.
Yeah, that makes sense because
So,
we were just
no
talking.
room otherwise.
Yeah.
You need to play everything else.
Agreed.
So I cut these at that point. Like I said, when Needle Fiber does come out, you do cut Spark. The only reason for Spark right now is because if you open up Mausoleum and Sage, you can go additional normal summon, Sage, search Maiden, target, special send the vanilla you don't care about, special summon Blue Eyes, link away to Spark, link away to, link away to Spirit. Spirit goes away to Spark, so you have this on the board, and then Spark makes Cloud Castle, which brings back Spirit.
I just noticed you don't play Crystal Wing.
No.
You don't like Crystal Wing?
No.
Oh, I like Crystal Wing.
No. You don't, Omega's my Crystal Wing.
Okay, all right.
It's just, it gets it off the board, you can do more things with it. But like I said,
That was really nice. That was a nice combo.
you make King Calamity off 2 cards, which at the end of the day, if the rest of your hand is garbage, 2 cards is enough
Yeah.
to get to something really strong.
Yeah.
When we get Needle Fiber, this combo is no longer possible because I cut Spark, because Sage will then search Masters, and then you can do the same thing by linking away for Needle Fiber.
Okay.
Because Needle Fiber doesn't say they both have to be tuners, or only one of them has to be. So you link to Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber special summons a level 1 tuner out. Then you Masters eat the Needle Fiber to special summon one of the Blue Eyes that you sent to the graveyard back to the board, and then make that guy.
Okay.
So it just, you cut a card from the deck, which gives you more room for the deck, which gives you more things to do with the deck, and then you still make a good play off of bad hand.
Okay.
So
Well, thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. I hope you guys enjoyed my boy Olaf, best Blue Eyes player in the world. If you guys think you are a better Blue Eyes player, meet us in the alley, bro. I got them things on me. But please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.
bye.